there. How you doing today? I'm good too, thanks. Welcome to the shop. Were you looking for anything in particular? Just browsing? Nice. Well, let me know if I can help you with anything. I'll just be right here. What am I doing? I'm just currently logging and keeping track of all of the new cards that we get in. Yeah, we buy and we resell cards here. Nope, not only cards, we do have some other stuff as well. Would you like me to walk you through all of our merchandise if you're not quite sure what you're looking for? Yeah, for sure. I can definitely do that. Oh, my shirt. Yes, it's from the newest generation. Generation 7, yeah. Yeah. Do you know his name? It's Poplio. Anyways, let me put this away for now and I can get to showing you some of our merchandise. So we do have quite a variety of things here besides just the actual Pokemon cards. If you would like, we do have some booklets that you can look through as well from some of the different collections. These ones are from the Pokemon trainer boxes. So if you want to look through some of those, you definitely can. And to start with, I guess, we do have some nice merchandise to represent the Pokemon fandom, if you will. Are you a fan of Eevee? Same. It's probably one of my favorite Pokemon, because they can just evolve into so many different things, right? But that's not really, obviously, the big showcase here. If you were also looking for other collectibles, we do have a variety of plushes. So, I mean, kind of goes together, right? So we do have this one as well. Why don't I just kind of grab them all for you. We do have the whole evolution line, if that's something you were interested in, along with Eevee itself. There's so many. Would you like to take a look at them? I'll just put them right here for you. We unfortunately do not have Glaceon or Flareon though. Those two got sold yesterday. Cute little girl came in. She was so in love with them. She needed them to finish her collection. We do also have some Mega Evolutions if that's something you were interested in. You've never heard of Mega Evolutions? Well, this one here is Audino. Well, Mega Audino. And I quite like it because it kind of looks like she's got a dress on. In this cute little fluffy cloud-like bow tie. This one is a little bit more on the expensive side because it was handmade. Usually, not ones that aren't as common, they're a little bit pricier. But that's not really what you came for, is it? No, I didn't think so. Our main attraction is, of course, our Pokemon cards, as it is quite a big collector's item as well, besides playing the actual game. Earlier I was just logging in some of our cards that we receive and send out. Yes, they do vary in price depending on what you're looking for. For example, we do have our shop book here that we just let our customers browse through. If that's something you're interested in as well, I could go through this with you and kind of show some of my favorites and maybe ones that you might be interested in as well. Yeah, awesome. Do you have a favorite Pokemon by chance? I know, it's pretty hard to choose considering there's over 700. But yeah, so I can walk you through the different types of Pokemon cards as well if that's something you're interested in. They do have rarities. Since you seem like a beginner, I can start with this page, which these ones are called, I am just mind blanking, they're called reverse holos. And that is because let me grab one for an example. And all of our cards are protected in different sleeves, just to ensure to preserve the longevity of the cards. So this one here, as you can tell, it might be easier to see out of the pocket, but as you can tell, reverse holo is everything outside of the picture itself is holographic. It's quite pretty to look at, yes. So this one isn't one of the more rare cards, but it is one of the older editions. It's not rare at all. Just an older edition, yeah. Probably from back when I was a kid. So there's those ones. Let me grab my handy dandy book back here. Put that aside. Or there are also, if it's what you're looking for, we have just regular Pokemon cards as well. No reflect, no shine, just all natural Pokemon card. So this one here is an Arcanine, which is a fire type. I know, no one really wants those. Those ones aren't as pretty to look at, I would say. So let me just stick this card back in. Okay. So, I'm assuming we're looking for something a little more rare than that. Yeah, for sure. They're very common, as you can probably tell, since we have a lot here. They're not the most pricey or the most amazing to look at, but they definitely are a pretty cool part of the collection. Now we have the regular holos. I can show you one of my favorites, which is, I'm proud of this one as well, is my lovely Holo Charizard. So this one has a Mega Alakazam on the back, on the cover. And this one here is holographic, since the picture inside, that's the reflect bit. These ones are a step up from the reverse holos. And each Pokemon card has its, I guess you could call it rarity, in the bottom corner here. I'm quite in love with this card. It's quite a beautiful, and the original Charizard art, really nice, nice and nostalgia for any Pokemon fan, for sure. But we can keep going on looking at various others. There's no rush, no need for you to rush and pick something right now. But if you do see anything, let me know and I can definitely put it aside for you and we can take a closer look at it. So, those are the holos, the holographics. We also have, we get a lot of those as well since they're pretty common as well. Next, which these are some of my personal favorite cards, they're called breaks. So let me just pop the binder open here for you because it might be a little bit easier to show you the page here. So these are break cards. And these guys are, well, sideways. Actually, I did just get a couple of new cards in just a few moments ago. We bought them from some people. We got this beautiful Nidoking. I quite like Nidoking, just because he's purple and he's nostalgic as well. But of course their artwork is different in the break cards, but they're very, very shiny and beautiful gold color. It's so nice to look at the reflectiveness. But that's something that we just got in, so that's something to think about as well. We also just got a Bronzong, which I think is really cool. If you look at them, they each have their individual electricity, kind of like electric bolts coming out, which I think is a really cool effect to the card. Break cards are one of my favorite cards to look at, from a collector's point of view, of course. So there are those ones. My apologies. Get my tongue twisted. Another really cool one that I'm a huge fan of, this is one of my favorite Pokemon, is, let me pull this guy out of the slot actually. Pull it out of his little sleeve here. We have Zoroark, which is the illusion Pokemon, or I call it the illusion Pokemon, because he can transform into any Pokemon, or it's part of his ability anyways. Really, really cool. And again, the electricity bolts coming out there. So I'll slide this back in. Also from a collector's standpoint, it just looks so cool to have a page filled up like that with all the break cards in there and the different colors. Amazing. And like the other Pokemon cards, they too have their rarity right there. It's a little hard to see, but it's there. So let's fit this back into the binder and close it. So we don't have too many of those in at the moment, but next up we have EX cards. There was a new release of cards there called GX, and that is from the new Sun and Moon Pokemon cards. For example, we have this one's actually full art, but we do have a GX Lunala here, which is again a very beautiful card to look at. But that's full art, and we'll be getting into that in a minute. For now, big old chunky binder. For now, let me show you this page. It is full of GXs. As you can tell, we do have some duplicates. There's 2 duplicates there as well. These ones are really, really cool. And I do have a couple of them sitting out here. So let me find a good one and show it to you. Just give me a moment here. My apologies. Sorting. One of my other coworkers must have moved it around. Anyways, one of these will be a fine example. This one is actually a promotion card, which means it doesn't have a rarity, but you can only get it if you buy a specific box that it comes in. And that would be this beautiful guy right here, which is our shiny Rayquaza. And for reference, I can pull out normal Rayquaza. It might be a little bit hard to see, but this guy is colored black instead of the traditional green. So these are the EX cards. They're Very in your face, very shiny, very beautiful. And great for any collector's collection, of course, as you might say. This is one of my personal favorites just because Shiny Rayquaza is just such a beautiful pure black. It really just matches the soul, you know? And of course we do have some classics in here, as in Venusaur. It's not an original card by any means or from back in the day when it first started, but Generation 1 cards, they always give people a little bit of nostalgia. So there's that to think about as well, and we also have a couple of other fan favorites. Pikachu, we have a Ninetales here as well. And of course on this side we have some legendaries. We have a Mewtwo. We have, oh, we actually have another Rayquaza in a different art form down there. And actually, I believe this was one of my first cards that not this exact one, but this is one of the first cards that I had pulled. So Ampharos has a special place in my heart. It's an electric type, which I really do like electric types as well. If I can get this back in here. Are any of these catching your eye so far? Yeah, definitely the shinier ones, right? The rarer the better, as well, they don't really say, but you know what I mean. Okay, if I can get this back in, that would be great. And we have a couple more EX cards here, which is just Sharpedo, Hydreigon, sorry, or Hydreigon, however you want to pronounce it, and a Steelix. Now, getting back into those GX cards that I was talking about earlier, they are a little more artsy, I would say. They kind of have a lot more going on. This was actually the one of the first GX cards that I had pulled myself. Happy to have one here in the shop. Again, a lot of the older Pokemon give me nostalgia. But have you played any of the Pokemon games yourself? I mean, duh, you're in here. One of my favorite generations was actually Generation 5, believe it or not. Yeah, Snivy was my starter. Put that away. And now, one of my ultimate favorites. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. Everything's kind of my favorite here. We have Megas. And we do actually have a shiny Mega in here. The Megas are really cool just because they have the moves written in Japanese, which is really, really cool. So we do actually have a shiny Mega Steelix. I believe that's shiny. Second guessing myself now for some reason, but it's definitely shiny. Very beautiful. And this one actually, if you can tell up in the corner there, is dual. So for some reason it's fighting steel. TCG is a little different from the actual games, but that one's pretty cool for a collector's edition. Do you want me to put this on a side for you? For sure. The dual ones are pretty cool. I don't blame you for wanting to have one. And we do have another shiny in here. actually, which is Shiny Gyarados. I don't know, no, I thought it might have been a promo, but it wasn't. And they're, again, one of my ultimate favorites, which is Mega Ampharos. Well, Ampharos in general is one of my faves, but the Mega card looks so cool. Exavolt. And then if you try and read that in Japanese, it's pretty much what it says. But I think it's just a really nice combination of the purples and blues around it that just make it really stand out as a card. But yeah, for sure. We can definitely revisit any of these that you want me to. It's no problems. One of each? Yeah, we can definitely do that. We can go back through the previous ones and you can choose one out later. But for now, we'll just keep pushing forward and I'll show you now the full arts. So these are some of the full arts we currently have in the shop. One that we just got in, actually. Let's see, it should be on my table here. Let me go through my pile again. Yes, here we go. This was a new one to our shop, and that is Sky Shaman, which is just a different form. And the full arts are amazing. Super shiny, super vibrant. And they all have, you can tell as well, you can kind of hear it, they have a bit of a texture to the card. Well, not every single full art, I guess I shouldn't have said that, but full art EXs are. These ones here are just regular full arts, they're not EX. These are also specifically promo ones. For Pokemon's 20th anniversary, each month they had a mythic creature come out, and these are all the cards. We are missing a couple, I believe, but I think only one. I believe we're missing Shaman, actually, ironically, but we don't need Sky Shaman. We need land forms Shaman. And then we have a couple more full art promos on the back. We have some dragons, which is really cool. We have Black Kyruem. A lot of Pokemon I don't know how to say out loud. But we have a beautiful Latias here. We do have a Regigigas as well, which is pretty cool. Kind of fun to battle with. You want a closer look at the Zekrom? For sure. Let me pull that out for you. If it'll let me. You like the blues and purples as well? It looks really nice with the black as well. And there's actually a Palkia in the background. I don't know if you noticed. For sure, I can put this one aside for you as well. Definitely. No worries. Next would be the full art EXs, which is what I showed you earlier. We do have a couple lying around here. We have a full art Steelix EX, which is the full art. We do have that one. And we do have a full art Kyogre EX, which this one is really cool. Because look at that artwork. We have Adam and Shelly there. Walrus, Viper, Sharpedo in the background. Really, really cool. Just really cool to look at. Oops. Loud. also have a Gardevoir, which I quite like this because it has all stages of the evolution. It's really, really pretty. I have one myself displayed in my room at my house. I believe this one is quite rare. The thing here says RC30/RC32, so it's pretty high up there. So those are some examples. We do also have the Full Art GXs, which I mentioned earlier. And then we have the Mega Full Art EXs. There's so many different categories, but it's a little confusing. But going off of that Gardevoir, we do actually have this beautiful card, which is the Mega Gardevoir EX, with a regular version and a shiny version as well. It's quite beautiful. The black and pinks really suits itself, right? Another really fun example that we have is Mega Mewtwo EX. It's actually, I believe it's the X version, which is really, really cool. But again, you can kind of hear that sound. I want to be really careful and gentle with these cards. They're not worth a crazy amount themselves, but all of these piled together, you could definitely make some good money off of it. So we have that. We also have a couple of they're from newer packs. I don't honestly remember what they're called, but they have this symbol on them, and that's pretty neat. We have a couple of these in the shop. Don't have too much information on them yet though, unfortunately. And then what's left? Oh, these are also a new addition to the shop that we got. And we only have 3 currently in the shop, and that is the Rainbow Full Art GXs. Now, these are some of my favorites aesthetically wise and from a collector's point of view. Why? Well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. This one was actually the first one we got in the shop. Pull it up for you to look at. And that is Lycanroc in its dusk form or night form or whatever you'd like to call it. Beautiful. And just in time for Pride Month, right? Just have these sporting around and people know you support. This one's actually my favorite that we have. I'll be sad to see it go, but the Alolan Ninetales, gorgeous card. And this one's actually Fairy in the TCG, as you can see here. Beautiful, beautiful card. Can't stop staring at it, honestly. And then we have Tauros. Again, kind of got that nostalgia feeling going. I really like it. So maybe you'll think about those ones for sure. I know it's been a long process, but we're getting there. We're getting towards the end. I created this own page myself in the shop here because a lot of people are always looking for evolution cards. So I started this page myself. We are missing Glaceon. Yes. I believe that's it though. Well, besides Eevee, I don't think there really is a full art. The closest that I kind of have is, this is a great card to play in the TCG game, by the way, but I guess that's kind of the closest that I have. I don't think there's a full art Eevee, but it is portrayed here. in the art. I really, really like this card. It's beautiful. It's super, super reflective as well. It looks great on display. And we do have actually the full art Sylveon GX. I can take it out for you for sure. I don't blame you. Sylveon's a very interesting card. Yeah, you want this one? For sure. Kind of tell it caught your eye. I'll put that one there for you. Alright. So that's kind of it for the binder. Feel free, of course, to take a look through them anytime you would like. It does make a great sound as well. So I'll leave this open for you, just like this, and it'll be on the table over there for you. A couple of new ones we just got in right now. These two Eevee cards, like I just showed you. Let's see, we also have a couple of new Holos, which is Meganium and Shedinja. Well, this one's a reverse Holo actually. And Meganium, which is just a regular Holo. Put that there. We also got this Drapion, which is again a reverse Holo, nothing crazy special. A couple of different ones too is we actually have excuse me one moment. There we go. We have trainer cards as well, not just Pokemon cards. We had some more. We had Pokemon Ranger, and we had Team Flare's leader. I can't remember his name for some reason. It's escaping my brain. From Generation 6, sorry. Pokemon X and Y. Whatever he was. We had a full art card of him as well. We also do have Archie's Ace in the Hole card, which was the first full art trainer card that we got here. And he sadly hasn't sold. Don't know why. But the other two, those puppies got snapped up fast, let me tell you. And then a couple of other fan favorites here is we have a beautiful full art Articuno. It's not an EX though, I think it's just a regular full art, which is really cool. And then we do have these shining Pokemon, which it's kind of hard to tell. They're the shining versions. There's a Holo as well, which is really, really cool. And then these came in the Shining Legendary, Shining Legends Pokemon Trainer box, excuse me, which I actually have the booklet here that I showed you earlier. And it just shows you all of the possible cards. Of course, as you go further back, the more rare they become. Oh, there's a beautiful Mewtwo right there. So, oh, these are beautiful. The Mewtwo card there would be amazing to get. But yeah, this one here was the Pokemon Breeder card that we had, but sadly got sold. So yeah. Last but not least, I cannot forget to show you are these secret rares that we get in. Now these ones are very, very hard to find. They are the hardest to find, I would say. And we do have 4 actually right now in the shop. Well, I say 5, but the 5th one really doesn't really count. So, let me start off with, and these ones you can tell they're secret rares because they're gold. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So here we have a secret rare Mega Manectric. And at first glance it's kind of like, oh, that just looks like a regular Mega card, but actually, I don't know if you noticed, let me just head back to that really quick, to the Mega page. Here it is, 1 second, sorry. This is the regular one. This is the secret rare, so you can see that's outlined in gold, and every accent of it becomes gold. So, no difference, it's just very, very rare, and it's just a collector's item, pretty much. If you're looking to play the game, the normal one will do absolutely fine. No worries there. So that's one of the secret rares that we have. The next one we have, which is my favorite, which is the Primal Kyogre EX card. And look at how golden, blue, and beautiful it is. Definitely on the pricier side. And the last 2 secret rares that we have, I don't know, there we go, are these 2, well, they're items pretty much. And like I said, there are regular versions of them, and there's no difference other than them just being extremely, extremely rare. Well, maybe just rare. They're just very beautiful to look at and amazing cards to display, just to kind of show off to your friends, you know? But yeah, and then the last one, well, the reason I say 5 is this one isn't actually usable in the card game, but we have this card here, which is Imakuna's Duo. And it actually says at the bottom, this card cannot be used at official tournaments. And its rarity is 112 out of 108, and I call it a secret rare, even though I don't believe it is. It's just really funny to have. And look at that derpy artwork. So yeah, that's kind of all the cards that we have at the shop. So, are you just going to stick with these 3 today? Maybe I'll get one of each next time. One of each kind next time, for sure. Let me just ring these up for you. They each just have prices on them. And you know what? Where did it go? Since you were such an amazing customer and spent so much time with me today, we're actually going to throw in one of the vintage original Pocket Monster Japanese version cards. And they are put in this hard plastic just to really, really protect it. And it is hollow, and it is a Mew, number 151. Or 150, sorry. I could be wrong there. I believe it's 151 though. And you're gonna get that for free today. And how will you be paying? Perfect. You can insert your card whenever you're ready, and I will be packaging these up for you. Awesome. And your receipt's in the bag, and thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you had fun.